Hey everybody, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Animal Crossing Friends, the Animal Crossing Wild World podcast. Here we give you all the hints and tips and tricks you need to complete your sets, beautify your town, and just plain go wild. My name is Gemini Ace, and we are back from the now infamous episode 9.
Back to the brink.
Where we, you could probably say we went a little, off the wall, a little overboard, but, you know, hey. What's life without a little bit of fun, huh? With me, as always, is Phoenix.
Hi, guys.
And, of course, we have a special guest, which we will reveal later, very shortly, so stay tuned. You may not know who it is. But you may know who it is. You may remember him from episode 9. Briefly. But anyway.
He was hooked on phonics.
Yes. And apparently some people may also think he's hooked on Gemini. But whatever.
I do.
We are, like I said, this is episode 10. This is the Able Sisters episode, where we talk about Able Sisters stuff and patterns and just all that, anything related to that. So, Phoenix, what is up?
Not a lot. I'll tell you more about what's going on with me and my game in just a little bit, but let's go ahead and start our podcast. This week, Gemini and I will be discussing, the Able Sisters, Mabel and Sable. We have had a contest going on for the past, I think we stretched it the past couple of weeks to see who could come up with the best design. And we haven't gotten many entries, but I think it's going to expand once we get some more listeners. We're getting up there. What was our last count? Like 52, and I don't know. Our count is kind of.
It shows our feed burner shows on the site that we have about. We're floating around 50 something. But of course, if we look at our total downloads, we're in the around 140 something total downloads. So, that's encouraging.
Yeah, we're expanding, every day. So, if you have friends and you want to tell them about us, or post us on your blog space or your website, and don't forget to email us. Our KK Slider song you heard earlier, that was KK Casbah. I think we might have already played that for you. But we're going to play you a different new one at the end, so that's a surprise, too. Let's see. And Rev, he's not going to be able to join us, but we'll tell you more about that later. I hope you tuned into last week's episode. It was our spontaneous episode.
I hope you didn't.
I hope you did. We did it on a Friday instead of our usual Sunday. Since we're celebrating that I theoretically got a job. I'm not sure I actually got the job since I haven't heard anything from the people, even though they're like, oh, you're hired. But, they haven't called me back, but I keep calling them. They're like, oh, yeah, so pretty confident that I've got it, but it's just taking a really long time. But anyway, last week we had our special guest, KBB, no relation to KK Slider. He's as much of an Animal Crossing Wild World gamer as we are. And he helps us with the tips and tricks, and he just basically outdoes us on everything. And
we pretty much hate him.
Yeah, he's our nemesis. But he's got some good ideas, I think. I hope. Unless we're just wasting our podcast time.
Yeah, some would probably argue that we are.
Yeah, we'll see what y'all think. If y'all like KBB, if not, we'll kill him. But we often DS to DS with him and exchange things, help build our catalog. He's the go-to person for advice on the Golden Axe and making perfect snowmen.
Thanks again for having me on the show, guys. I wouldn't want to be out of the loop when you guys became celebrities.
Okay.
Now I'm going to talk briefly about snowmen. Each time you make one perfect, you get a piece of snowman furniture. Which is very rare, of course.
Sounds like it is, brother.
I'm telling it. Here's my foolproof formula for making the perfect snowman every time. You have to, what I do actually is I roll my first ball. I try to get it, at least to the size of my head, maybe bigger. A little bigger than the size of my head,
Exactly.
And then I start on my quite large. And then I make my second one just a tad bit smaller. And sometimes I roll it on the left side just so I can compare the two. Yeah, and that's how I make the perfect snowman. And it was successful because I have all the snowman furniture. And yes, I am the best.
So like, the littler one has to roll on top of the bigger one, right?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want like a big head and a really tiny body.
What do you mean by a little bit smaller?
Oh, about maybe an inch.
Like an inch?
Half
in
an
the game,
inch.
or like a tiny millimeter?
Like an inch in the game.
Like an inch in the game. Like if you're really that person, it'd be like an inch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just making clear to the listener.
Yeah. How many perfect snowmen have you built, Phoenix?
None.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's why we hate you. What else can you do?
Well, I got the golden slingshot, of course, and you get that for shooting down 15 packages. Yeah, and you shoot down Gulliver if you see him. I saw him, but of course I didn't shoot him down because I missed. And
Yay.
yeah, I was unlucky on that one. But I really wanted that damn mermaid statue.
Don't we all?
Alrighty then. Well, we're glad to have you podcasting with us, KBB. We're actually thinking about permanently changing the podcast day that we actually record to Fridays instead of the Sunday that we've been doing because we want to maybe get the episode out to you guys before the weekend, and then of course it kind of makes our schedules a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to squeeze it in on a Sunday, which wasn't that bad, but this Friday thing seems to be working out a little bit better for us.
Because, we don't do much else, but, Sundays get kind of packed, with all of our family stuff and everything, so.
Yeah. And, of course, Saturday's pretty much near out of the question because we're Xbox 360.
Or DS.
Xbox 360. So I got a game. I got so much gaming that I have to do, it's not even funny, so I gotta cram it all in. So anyway, speaking of cramming it all, no. Speaking of gaming, speaking of gaming a lot. I had to apologize to everybody real quick. I was gonna have my gates open quite a bit this week, and I didn't get around There were several nights this week that I didn't open my gates up like I was supposed to, and the reason for that is, and if anybody else has bought this game, tell me. I bought New Super Mario Brothers. And that game rules, and
For the DS?
Of course it's for the DS.
Okay, just checking.
Alright, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, it's for the DS, and it's very awesome. And I've kind of been spending a lot of time playing that instead of Animal Crossing, so I know it's blasphemy, but that's just how it is. So, again, I apologize, and if you had you really wanted to Wi-Fi with me, and you had a really kick-ass pattern, and you didn't get to do it, then send me an email and we'll hook something up, I promise. So anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, Phoenix, what's next in ye old podcast?
Well, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about myself.
Oh God, no. Nobody
No. But before we begin, talking about the Able Sisters and getting into the real meat of the podcast, I just like to meat.
Wait.
I want to be talking about meat, actually.
Sausage.
Sausages.
Have you seen that commercial?
No, but I did see snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane.
We're gonna this is like part 1 of our podcast. We're gonna podcast about nothing. The next hour. This hour is gonna be like hardcore Animal Crossing podcast, and the next podcast is gonna be like maybe like last Friday's podcast, depending.
Don't tell them that. They're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Stop listening now.
No, it's not gonna be like that. But we're gonna like maybe go off topic a little bit more. I'm trying to say, kind of to keep everybody focused, get the podcast done, give our listeners what they want.
And here's an idea I kind of just had instantly when you were talking about that is we could record a separate one to put out in the middle of the week, or sometime I could just hold it and put it out sometime later in the week, and then kind of as a bonus little episode of us,
The diehards.
yeah, of us being kind of gay, and dumb, just
Yeah, I'm not gay.
okay. Well, then anyway, as a bonus episode, because we're funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are. I mean, we are. We were doing some running around, and I was like, stop, shut up, save it for the podcast. Can't be funny now because you gotta be funny later.
We crack ourselves up.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if y'all think we're funny, because if you do, let us know. But we try and bring it. We really do.
We try to cut up a little bit, and it's supposed to be entertainment, not just information.
Yeah, because who just wants to, we're not trying to school you. We're not trying to have you sit in class and go, this is how you play Animal Crossing, because I hate that, but...
You know what else?
Xbox 360.
There's snakes on a plane!
There's kangaroos on a boat!
Monkeys on a trampoline!
Spiders in a car! Okay, well...
Let's get back to the meat.
Our silent guest host. No, this is pre-meat. This is appetizer. Oh, I just made Jim and I choke on his X-Lax. Because he's... if y'all don't know... Oh, wait, I have to save it. That's the meat. This is pre-meat. Save it all.
Save the good stuff for the episode.
For the meat. For the spices. Okay. I just want to tell y'all a little bit what's going on with my Animal Crossing game here lately. I had Apollo the bald eagle moving out of town, which he's pretty cool looking.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
I know.
That's pretty.
He's got a zipper shirt on. He's like all like, yeah, he's all into. I don't know. He's just really cool looking. And Rolf returned. Yep, that's right. Rolf is back. I'm just waiting for Gaston. But
I think did he move from my town? Is he the one from my town or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You can have him.
Yes, I like Rolf, and he moved back, and now he says, "I love you." Each time we talk, he's like, "Hey, P-Cat, what's up? I love you."
He used to always start out every conversation with me with "I hate you." Seriously, he used to always.
I made him say that.
Oh, every time I would talk to him, he'd be like, "I hate you." What did you need? And stuff. I'm like, let's chit chat, and he's like, "I hate you."
I made him say that. Now he says, "I love you," because I love Rolf.
Hate Rolf.
Anyway, Gemini and I also.
Gemini.
Gemini had a little bit of sugar.
It's my
meat. Gemini and I tried. Gemini and myself tried the murder mystery game that Rev suggested. I think it was not the last podcast, but the podcast before.
Nothing was suggested last episode.
I played KK Slider, and that game was pretty fun. After I did some serious letter writing, Gemini found out that Biscuit was in cahoots with Mabel because they were caught kissing, and then he gave her a gun.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know, I just made it. Well, that's what I was trying to get at, but we didn't really finish the game, but I think you got the gist of it.
Did you get my letters, or did you see what I sent you?
Yes. Shh. Meat.
Yeah,
okay.
Be like, when is the meat coming?
It's trying to come, but you keep distracting. When's dinner served?
What is shish kebab?
Anyway, Jim and I found out that Biscuit was in cahoots with Mabel because they were caught kissing behind the Able sisters, and then Biscuit gave her a gun, and then there were shots fired, and Nook wound up dead. Nook wound up dead because of Mabel's hate for competition, because Nook does sell shirts too in his catalog, and then Nook's was looted, and then his kids were put in the recycling bin.
This is gruesome.
They weren't dead.
Oh, okay. That's better.
His kids were put in the recycling bin, but the recycling bin was picked up before they were taken out. So I don't know where they went. It took a little while to read all of the letters, but from what I observed, from Gemini sending letters to my own townspeople, they wanted to talk to me more. Like every time I would walk past them, they'd have an exclamation point,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at this creepy letter I got her, He's so funny. Rolf ate my leg. He's so funny.
It was a funny one. It was like, because every letter I sent was, did you see Rolf and Phoenix together, and Nook is dead, and they were eating him or something.
I know, yeah. And so,
there wasn't really a mystery. Every letter pretty much spelled it out.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
I know. He's like, hey, Phoenix killed Nook.
Because I sent Stormy a letter that was just pretty much saying Phoenix and Rolf ate Nook. That's all it said.
Figure it out.
Clue,
So,
clue.
hello. I buried this body next to Nook's. So yeah, Jim and I blame me for the crime of eating Nook's leg with Rolf as my accomplice. But I'm sticking to the story that it was my roommate Stormy. I didn't have anything to do with it.
It was your evil twin.
Yes, Stormy. Anyway, now to a new topic. I recently time traveled to the second week. Podcasting. I recently traveled to the second week of October for the Acorn Festival to get all of the mushroom furniture because I was kind of jealous that KBB was getting all the snowman furniture, so I was like, I gotta one-up you. Just a warning to all you guys that are trying to time travel and get all the mush furniture, because I know we have a email about the mush furniture, but just a warning, acorns only appear under the trees that don't bear fruit, and not under the pine trees either. So my cut down on the non-fruit trees plan backfired on me, and it took forever to find non-rotten acorns under the few trees that I had left. It was like, there's 3 acorns under each tree, and I'm like, okay, good acorn, rotten. I'm like, damn it. And it took me I had to time travel to that whole week, then I had to go back and do it again, so it took me 2 weeks to get all that mush furniture, because you need 230 acorns to get all the mush furniture, plus the wallpaper and the flooring. But
That's a lot. That's a lot of acorns.
yeah, it is a lot of acorns. You gotta give that corner freak. But he'll also tell you a fortune though when you give him an acorn, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't really mean anything. But it was well worth it because it looks awesome in my room, and it boosted my HRA rating through the roof. And I just checked it earlier, and it's 135,250 points. And then that boosts me over the 100,000 point. What is that? Rung or whatever.
Level.
Yeah, level. And I got the 2-story model. So now that I'm done with my whole rant and telling you what's happening to me, because I was pretty excited. I've been doing a lot of stuff, rearranging every room in my house, trying to collect all the odds and ends of, get all the green furniture, all the blue furniture. I have all the lovely stuff except for the lovely chair if anybody wants to send me that with Wi-Fi. But, I've been really into the game lately, really excited, and I'm glad to be podcasting. Aren't you?
Yep.
Here's what's going on with Jim and I.
Thanks, Phoenix. Here's what's happening in my neck of the woods. Okay.
Redneck.
Yeah, shut up.
I like your accent.
I like it too. Alright, well, I guess, a little FYI to all you listeners out there that love me.
I don't think there is any.
Yeah, both of you. Nice pause. My birthday is coming up on the 22nd, which is Monday. Monday. So, be sure to send me send me some money via PayPal.
Yeah, thousands of bells.
Yeah, send me bells via PayBell. Oh, that's funny.
Via Nooks gift certificates.
Yeah. We're kind of like we talked about earlier. Our listenership is coming along pretty strong. Depending on what source we look at, we've got anywhere from 50 to 150 listeners. So if you are one of those proud few that listen to our podcast,
spread the word.
Please, spread the word, number one, and let us know. So shoot us an email saying what's up, you guys. Of course, our email address is animalcrossingfriends@gmail.com. And our website is acfriends.blogspot.com. Also, I took the liberty of throwing together a MySpace page for our podcast. Of course, last podcast, if you were able to make it through, we talked about our Phoenix and I's MySpace pages, and those links are on our website.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't remember, but I do. But yeah, we talked about those, and so I went ahead and just threw up an Animal Crossing one. So that is myspace.com/acfriends. So send us a friend request, and I'm hoping this way we can talk. We can have like a little bit more of a, because the Blogspot site is good, But this way we can, post some bulletins and, maybe have a little bit closer, a little bit more communication with our listeners this way.
We like people.
Yeah, we just want to,
Not stupid people.
We just want to kind of put names with, kind of put, see who's listening and see what's going on and, kind of have a rapport and,
Mm-hmm.
we want to, and also send us anything, we've got some good emails and we actually got an email today and we'll read it later. We were sitting there going, holy crap, we didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, we're pretty versed in the game, but it's like, we haven't played the GameCube game. Rev's pretty good about telling us stuff from the GameCube and stuff. But, we don't know everything. We're trying to learn more about the game and figure it all out, and we want to bring all y'all along.
Yeah, and then, it's one of those things where it's like, man, I would have never tried that stuff. So, anyway, the cool thing, the last week, the murder mystery, that we did, and also that, I Wi-Fi'd with Rev, which was very cool. As we talked about last episode, if you listened, I did some transcontinental Animal Crossing play, and Rev visited from Britain, which was very cool. He also dropped off a really awesome design with a dragon on it that I have it posted in my shop and also at my gate, so anybody that pops in can see it. I gave it to Phoenix, and her residents are wearing it. It's just the latest trend, apparently. One of his residents actually moved into my town, Queenie, which is kind of cool. She's kind of a weird-looking bird-looking thing.
I think she's an ostrich.
An ostrich, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Maybe I should look at the meat of the show notes here.
I spent all week doing this, and this is how I get repaid.
It's called improvisation.
I know that. You can still read without sounding like you're reading.
Anyway, but yeah, the difference between, of course, Rev and I is like 6 hours, so we gotta kind of, coordinate and get things going on, so that he isn't up just super late. So he's also thinking about doing his own podcast, which when we get any details about that, we'll post it and let everybody know what's going on with that, so you can subscribe to that and kind of help support him with that. So that's pretty cool. Anything we can do for our listeners we will do. Also, we'd of course like to Wi-Fi with some more of you. We, of course, like I said earlier, we don't. I've been kind of bad and been playing another game, Blasphemy. So, I haven't been on as much. And of course, Phoenix doesn't have internet right now, so she can't.
Soon, my friends. Soon.
Yeah, she can. But yeah, maybe soon she'll get like a dial-up modem and subscribe to some type of cheap internet. But anyway, Rev was supposed to be here tonight. We were going to Skype him in and get that going on. But he is actually going to probably be becoming a dad this weekend. So that's super exciting. So congratulations to him. I hope everything goes well, Rev, and good luck. And but anyway, we do have a segment for him a little bit later in the show.
Dude,
So
I have one thing to come in and say. We've been messing.
You're interrupting my
meat.
meat.
I'm sorry.
My meat.
We were after we got that email that we're gonna read here in just a second. It seems that you can go up to your top floor where all your beds are, right?
Yes.
The bed that you sleep in.
Yes.
Go up to it, press A.
Yes.
And it'll say you want to switch beds.
Yes.
And then you'll say yes.
Yes.
And switch, and then it'll go into your pockets.
Yes.
And you can switch your bed into a bed that you have in your pocket.
Say they so.
Like a Robo bed or a Lovely bed and all that kind of stuff.
I just fell over.
But you're in a chair.
I'm on the floor.
Yeah, but that's really cool because
That is cool. I want to. I'm fixing to have a Robo bed.
I'm about to put my Lovely bed up there. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna get the pedal bed.
What the hell?
I'm gonna get the gay bed. No, that is
your bed already.
Shut up. That is.
You and KBB. Woo.
Whatever. That is awesome. I can't believe that. I would have never. We kind of.
I never would have thought about. Thank you so much for that email. I'm leaving right now.
We were gonna save that for later, but I guess we.
I'm sorry. I got too excited. It's the meat.
This is obviously we've transferred.
Email, so.
Obviously we've transitioned from pre-meat to meat. So.
Dude, it's always been meat.
Anyway, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and roll Rev's topic and let him talk about Able Sisters for a second, and then we're going to get on to our topic of the Able Sisters. So without further ado, here's Rev.
Hey Phoenix, hey Gemini, and greetings from an exhausted Rev. You'll have to forgive me if my voice sounds a little coarse, but I've only just recovered from swimming the length from Ethanton to Elysium. Last night I had the honour of paying a visit to Ethanton and scoping out Gemini's place. Looking good, enjoying the Robo theme and the space theme. So, cheers for your hospitality. And while I was there, like any good tourist would, I decided that I wanted a little something to remember my visit by, so I took a wander down to the Able Sisters. Little did I know that I was going to encounter the curse of Ethanton. Now that would be in the Able Sisters little shop. They had on sale a Tutankhamun mask. Now, rather naively, I thought 12,000 bells, that's not too bad. You know, I had the bells spare, so I bought the mask and immediately donned it, but found that my poor little guy, now, he can't run for any more than about 100 yards without tripping up and planting his face on the ground. Dust everywhere, scuffed knees. My poor little guy, he'll never be able to run the egg and spoon race again, so... But, you know, every bad thing, every cloud has a lining, and my lining comes in the form of a Weasley guy called Lyle, and his insurance forks out 100 bells for every accident that my guy has, so that's not too bad. Although, when you think about it, 12,000 bells for the mask, 3,000 bells for the insurance, 100 bells per fall. I'll let you guys work out how many meters my guy's going to have to run before he breaks even, but he'll be fit, scuffed, but, you know, hopefully a fit young man. Anyway, so, moving on. This week's game is in honour of La Di Da Day, which was celebrated in Elysium this weekend, and no doubt celebrated around the world in various other towns. And La Di Da Day is all about the town anthem. So, straightforward game. Invite your guests over, make sure they've got plenty of spare bells in their pockets that they're willing to part with. Of course, the host should have some bells ready too, just in case. And invite your guests to name that tune. Quite simply, create a tune for your town anthem, and have your guests come over and see if they can name it in one guess, you give them 1,000 bells. If they can name it in 3 guesses, they might get 300 bells. But if they get it in 5, they might only get 50 bells. You know, you can award them extra credit should they be able to tell you the title of the game or the film that it might come from. If they can tell you the year that the film or the game or whatever it is that came out. Now, if you're not very musically aware or talented, such as myself, you might have some old books lying around. I know we've got some recorder books. If you can read music, you can take a few bars from there and play some recognisable tunes. But if you've not got a note of music to your name, then fear not, because I found a website at www.animalcrossing.com, spelt with an X, so animalcrossing.com/songs. If you look on there, you'll find that loads of people have posted up various tunes for you to copy. They've provided screenshots of the layout on the town tune when you're editing it, So you can copy those out. They're all named, so pick something you recognise, import it into your town, and invite guests over and say, hey, name that tune, and take it from there. So I hope you enjoy that, guys. And I'd just like to leave you with a word of caution. I'd personally suggest that time travel is for the experts only. Phoenix, Gemini, these guys are experts. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time now. But the rest of us listeners, I think we should not dabble with time. It's a dangerous thing. So beware of that and keep your town safe. Cheers, guys.
Alright, cool. That was great, Rev. Thanks for everything, and keep up the good work. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with the Able Sisters now that we're, a good half hour into the show. We'll do it later.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were going to do it then. Sorry.
Meet.
Ah.
We're actually going to get into the actual topic of the show now, since, well, we have a lot of catching up to do, so it's okay. Anyway, Able Sisters, the Able Sisters shop is open for business, of course, 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Mabel is the salesperson who talks to you when you first walk in, and Sable is the hard worker over there glued to the sewing machine. So, and she's always, gluing something, making a pattern. Let's see, once you kind of build a good relationship with Sable, she'll stop being, kind of mean and short with you and talk to you in conversations, but you got to pretty much talk to her every day to get that kind of stuff. But, of course, like, once you do, she'll start telling you about, like, how she raised Sable and Mabel, and different stuff like that. It's kind of funny to hear them go back and forth. So, cool. But, yeah. Actually, sometimes Sahara will actually have you deliver packages to Mabel, and she'll be the one to talk to you if you want to create. Also, she'll be the one to talk to Sable if you want to create or display images. So, and of course, this is kind of stuff that most of you have probably already figured out and done, of course.
Yeah.
But
some people
we gotta start with the foundation. So,
yeah.
what else?
Some people don't know that you can, have a conversation with her. I always thought she was just rude, and that's as far as it goes. But I mean, you can talk to anybody in that town over and over, and they'll become friends with you and spill all these stories. Even Nook, he'll come in looking sad. You can find out his life story.
Yeah, speaking of that, for a second, when I go into Nook here lately, he'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then I've talked to him, and he's like, what's that girl's name in the hair salon? Poodle, the shampoo, Harriet in the Shampoodle. She's told him that his hair is pretty much ugly, and he needs a perm or something.
I haven't got that one yet.
Yeah, and I think she actually may have done it, and I haven't talked to him about it yet because I kind of I'm kind of like, whatever, dude, just sell me or just buy my stuff. But yeah. But anyway,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think what was it, Brewster and Blathers. They're good. They're real good buddies, and Blathers is always like, this place wouldn't be anything without him. He loves coffee and yada yada yada. But that's not what this episode's about, now, is it? Okay.
No, we covered that in the Friends and Neighbors episode.
Yeah, maybe. No, actually, we haven't.
Special visitors. That's what I meant. Special visitors.
Not really. We need to do a in-town special people because we haven't done that. We've done special visitors, people that come into your town. We haven't done in-town plate people. Is that real butter popcorn? Okay.
Butter.
We just bought some popcorn from the 99-cent store, and it said jalapeno. What was it? Jalapeno cheddar. Meat? What?
It was meat flavored.
Yeah, jerk. Yeah, but it wasn't tasted like that at all. Anyway, back to the meat, as some would say. The Able Sisters will have many different things for sale in their shop every day, which doesn't expand or collect points like a Nook's shop. They will always have one umbrella, 3 shirts, and 2 head accessories like a ribbon or an eye patch. Don't forget that you can also pick fresh flowers from outside or lucky clovers and put them in your hair. Wigs are useful if you go to Harriet the hairdresser and get a bad cut. You can use the wig to cover up your hideous tresses. Also, if you like sold a shirt that you really like and you're like, man, I wish I had my, elephant shirt back. I just love elephants. Go over to Nooks and look in your catalog. All your shirts and umbrellas and hats and hair accessories and all that stuff you can get from Abel's is at Nooks. So, that's that. Let's see. Gemini, what are some of the cool hats or accessories that you like?
Well, I personally like my top hat.
Oh, yeah.
And I have, what was I wearing the other day that I really liked?
Here.
Dang it. Oh, I got triangle shades. That's right. I bought some triangle shades. They're really cool. And I like my little shades. And yeah, I like my stash and glasses. And I got a couple of really cool hats, like a purple hat and stuff, that I like to wear. And so yeah, I like headgear.
Do you ever make a design and then make it into a hat and wear it all the time?
Yes, but I don't care for that as much though, because it like gives me horns or something, and it just kind of looks funny, and I haven't done that in a while.
On the male characters, it gives you a cone-shaped hat with horns on the side, and the female characters, it's just like a dunce hat. It's just a cone-shaped hat, which I don't particularly care for. But
I'd rather just buy a normal hat or something.
Yeah, because I don't understand that. I mean, it's a hat. I would think it'd be a baseball hat, but I guess it's just too Americanized. All right.
I have a couple baseball caps, but you have to buy. Yeah, you have to buy it. You can't like make a pattern of a baseball hat. Yeah.
Because it's kind of misleading, because when you drag the pattern over when you're in your pockets and in the pencil and you drag it over the thing that looks like a hat, it looks like a baseball hat. So you're thinking, this will go on a baseball hat, but it's not.
That's what I would assume too, but no.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the things I like, I fancy the ribbons and hairpins, like the blue ribbon. It goes with my blue eyes in the game. And if any of y'all know how to get green eyes, the only color of eyes I've seen is brown and blue. So I'm wondering if you could get green eyes in the game. But I like the blue ribbon and like the moon and the heart hairpins, and the geisha wig is pretty cool too. It's like a really big wig, and you put it on with a gold armor suit. I like that. I also like the red nose matched with the afro wig with the bad plaid shirt.
Nice.
For a very 60s retro clown look.
How about the moldy shirt?
Oh yeah, I like my moldy shirt. I'm all moldy. They also have bunny ears to match your bunny shirt if your dream is to finally fit in with all of your animal neighbors. Or you can also take the criminal route with the burglar shirt and the ski mask.
I have the ski mask. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that if you want to go robbing all your neighbors.
Which is what I did.
Exactly.
I robbed them of their love.
So, KBB, what is your favorite style of clothing, or what is your favorite shirt or accessory? What do you like about Able Sisters?
Well, I've come through a lot of different styles of clothing and shirts and all sorts of things, and even some hairpins and beards and stuff like that. But my favorite would be the bunny ears and bunny shirt. That's all I wear. I run around my town, hiding Easter eggs and everything. It's great. Hopping around.
Are your Easter eggs really perfect snowmen?
Yes, actually they are. I can pretend, right?
Yeah, evidently you can. Yeah.
He's a dreamer.
He is something. Let us know if you like KBB or not.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he is what he is.
And that's a lot. Now, on to Gemini.
Yeah, I love it how like the majority of our jokes just go flat.
They don't.
It's like, he that, and then there's silence, and it's like, okay, there should be laughter. I'm gonna get a laugh track, and I'm gonna insert it and into the game.
Well,
Actually,
I had to practice laughing. Here we go.
whoa!
Oh, that's so funny, Gemini.
When you guys switch to live, you can just have them laugh for you. I mean,
are we switching on live? Or I'm hoping somebody's going to pick us up. Or if anybody has a job, can I have it?
There's actually a way to do a live podcast where we could actually, what do you call it? Not transmit live, but broadcast live is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I listen to a podcast that actually does that. So, but anyway, now now we're going to get back to the meat instead of going off on tangents like we seem to.
Sometimes you have to eat a little salad with your meat.
Alrighty then. There's one of them jokes I was talking about. All right.
We're just not on today.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Our next hour is going to be great.
Next hour. Stay tuned. Baked potato or
Something. Anything but salad. What the hell?
Buffy. Hush, baby. All right. Sorry about that. I should edit this out, but I probably won't. All right. Anyway, pretty much a cool shirt or hat or whatever can completely change your look. You can go from a totally fashionable to Western to Gothic to utterly crazy. If there's a look pretty much for every style, so if you can find a shirt that screams you, and you can design your own, or you can of course design your own from a blank slate. I tried to design like a skull shirt, I actually was going for the Punisher logo.
Oh yeah.
If anybody all know what that is, but then Phoenix actually bought me the skull shirt, which I end up wearing most of the time because I like that the best. Because I'm not a very good drawer. I don't do good drawings on the DS thing, so
I'm like a clothes hound. I like anything that makes
clothes horse.
Is it a clothes horse? I've seen those.
Yeah. I'm a clothes donkey.
I'm a snake in a plane.
I'm a clothes snake in a plane.
Anyway, no. If I see something that Mabel enables and I like it, I'll just buy it. I like stuff. I like pink, But yeah, I like a lot of stuff that Mabel Enable has. But
I just wish there was more room in your drawers for more stuff.
I need more rooms in my house. It's just driving me crazy because I have so much stuff I want to display, and I can't. But anyway, go back to the meat.
Anyway, the patterns that you can design can be placed in, of course, many different places. If you go into your pockets and select a pencil, and you can see what you can make in one of your designs. Like a hat or an umbrella or a shirt, or of course you can just place it on the ground as a pattern on the ground. And of course you can design stuff like puddles or water patterns or just anything for placing on the ground. If you're inside your house, you can lay the design out for a carpet or a wallpaper, or even put it up on like an easel as a work of art. So that's pretty cool. I've actually got some works of art that I did and Phoenix did and Rev did in my house, so that's really neat. And plus, I actually went and wallpapered one of my other rooms with one of my designs. So it just says Gemini all across my room. Yeah,
I've seen.
It's cool.
The paintings that you put from your own designs are worth 3 points to the HRA.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of points. Come here. Anyway. Yeah, that's good to know. I mean, some people may not, have listened to that or whatever else. But let's see, where was I? Also, we're still. I posted this on the site, but I don't know if anybody read that. But we're looking for somebody to maybe design us an Animal Crossing Friends logo that we could, use as the podcast art, and post it on the website and make it. We need a logo, something that differentiates us instead of just, of course, the same old the stuff that I find on the internet that is out there. So I mean, if anybody wants to do that, if you got any skills or whatever, and you just want to throw down and do that, then that would be awesome, and we'd really appreciate it. So, anyway, don't forget also that you can get designs from Wendell the Hungry Walrus, of course, depending on the type of fish that you give him, and then he'll give you a different pattern. If you feed him, you can also feed him fruit. And what's really cool is if you post your clothes, like you give it to Mabel and post it, not post it, but display it in one of the 8 places on her. In her store, then your townsfolk will start wearing your designs. So, which is real cool when you first see them walking around your town. Like in one of your designs, that's a good that's a cool feeling. To see them actually walk around, and of course when they talk to you about it, that's real cool too. They'll be like, oh, have you seen this design? It's from, or like a lot of times people walk up and be like, have you seen this design? It's from Phoenix, from Fargo. It's cool and everything. And then I
hit designer.
I rip it off their bodies and bury their bones. But
eat them.
yeah, Phoenix actually eats them.
I get hungry. Fruit doesn't fill me up.
Yeah. But anyway, also be sure to put your designs, because. Oh yeah, put out your own design. I'm sorry. Yeah, put your own designs. Of course, if your townspeople wear your designs and then they, of course, move, then they're taking your designs with them to whatever town they go to, which, then it lives on in someone else's town, and, there's the possibility that it will just keep on going. And, of course, somebody that you never heard of will walk up and say, hey, you like this design? It's from Rev and from Elysium, and you'll be like, oh, and you never met that person. You don't know who they are. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of viral in that sense, which is one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh yeah, does anybody know where Tree Hut is? Because I know when you start the game, all those designs you have at the beginning, displayed at Mabel and Abel's, are from Tree Hut. So I wonder if that's like Nintendo's town or what. I'm just wondering what that's all about.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but I'm kind of thinking it may be that kind of the thing that they started out with, kind of to get the game going. But I don't know. So if anybody has a clue about that, send us an email and inform us, and we will talk about it in the next episode. And then now on to KBB.
Alright. And don't forget to welcome your town. Don't forget to welcome your guests to your town with a cool design for your flag. If you talk to Booker, he'll give you the option to change your flag, and you can do whatever you want, heart, fire, something like that. Anything to impress your friends. If you're tired of the brown dirt all over your town, because I know I am, you can make little designs and place them all over, like, puddles, ponds. And if you want the puddles design, what you gotta do is you gotta feed a window of pond fish, anything, crawfish, crawdad. I gave him a frog, and it was real cool because he ate it in front of me, and like the frog pieces went everywhere. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. He enjoys the frog, so I'd give him a frog if I were you. Anyway, he'll give you a puddle pattern, which is very good because you can put it on the ground and it looks cool. It looks like a puddle. And you can also play jokes on your friends by placing a design that looks like a buried fossil in your town. And they'll be like, I'm trying to dig it up, but I can't. What the hell is going on? And like, haha, you can just laugh in their face or whatever you want to do. And you can place patterns outside your door as a doormat too, Or you can make road patterns, road signs. Anything you want to do is pretty much possible in this game. It's pretty cool. Except kill people, we can't do that. I've tried. It's impossible. Gotta also remember that each one of your roommates can hold to 8 designs, and you can store 8 designs at Abel's Sisters. Doesn't cost anything to display or take designs at the shop, but it does cost you each time you want to make your altar or one of your designs. Yeah. Anyway, here's Phoenix.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for all those great tips, guys. Now I'm going to go over how to use the design screen and all the things you can do with that. Once you go into Mabel and Abel's and you talk to, whoever the lady is that greets you.
Mabel.
Yeah, Mabel. Mabel and Abel. I call them Mabel and Abel, but it's really Mabel and Sable.
The Mabel sisters. Or no, it's the Abel sisters.
The Abel sisters, and it's Mabel and Sable.
Abel.
Oh, yeah. No.
Their last name is Abel.
Is it Mabel, Abel?
Well, why is it the Abel sisters then?
Because they're both, it's Sable. If you take off the S and the M, they're Abel sisters. If anybody knows that, let us know.
It's because their last name is Abel.
How do you know? Do they say I'm Sable Abel?
Either that or it's because they're able to do things.
Well, that could be more than the last name.
I disagree, but I respect your opinion.
Let's have let's have a poll. If y'all think it's their last name, vote. Send us an email and vote if you think it's, is it because they took off the M or the S or some other reason.
If I can figure out how to put a poll on the website, I'll put it up.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
Dude, you put up a website.
Dude, I don't have the internet.
Dude, meat.
Meat, free meat.
Meat.
I can't really do this anymore with y'all.
Meet me.
What the? Anyway,
Best show ever.
That's kind of sucky. Let's get to the good second half where we just BS. Let's see. When you go into Mabel and Abel's, you talk to Mabel and you can ask her, "I want to design," and you do that, and you're gonna go into the design screen, and there you have 16 different color palettes to choose from, each with its own mood and different variety of colors. There's just about every color you can think of, and there's a variety of shades to go with each. Like there's a palette for cool colors, palette for warm colors, all the primary colors.
There's 16.
Yeah, there's 16 palettes.
Yeah, it took
So
me a while to figure out like why and what was going on with each palette. I'd just be flipping through. I'd be like, palette number 1 is fine. I don't know why I have 16.
yeah, but there's a palette with only like a grayscale on it, and a palette.
I like that one.
Yeah. A palette for warm colors and power to do flames with and stuff. So there's just about every color that you can think of. I'm trying to find a really good pink color, but just experiment with each of the palettes. You can make a design, and then you say, "Oh, I don't really like that palette." Just switch it, and then go through all the palettes and see if that changes your design.
Yeah, you switch it. Yeah, you switch it. Switch it good.
The place where you design is based on a grid, and you can use a paint cursor to control your movements. You have several tools at your disposal, such as the pen tool, shape tool, fill tool, undo tool, and the master fill-in tool. The pen tool is just like you're drawing with your hand. Use this tool to make organic shapes or to write, I love Fargo, things like that. The shape tool allows you to draw diagonal lines, boxes, or squares. You can fill those in, do whatever you want, overlap those, whatever. You can also use the heart, star, or polka dot patterns to quickly fill up your drawing surface. The master tool fills in large segmented areas quickly. Use this for your background or to fill in hearts, a different color, or something like that. The undo tool, of course, corrects your mistakes, but it only goes back one mistake. Other than that, just use your imagination and go crazy. Be sure to use your grid if you're...
No problem there.
Oh, I'm already there. Be sure to use your grid if you're making a pattern that you want to connect to, or to do the wraparound look. Like if you have half of something on the edge and then it wraps onto the other half to make it look whole when you put it up in, like a wallpaper or something. Use your grid for that. If you're designing a shirt, hat, or umbrella, I found out that the top two corners, like the diagonal top two corners, don't really matter because they get cut out because of the sleeves or the wraparound. So if you're doing a design and you have like words in it and you start way at the top and it's like I heart Fargo, well the part of the I and the heart's probably going to get cut off because the top of the two squares are going to be used for sleeves, so that's just kind of a waste of space. If you hate to be restricted, you can turn off the grid by tapping the small preview box at the upper left corner. Other than that, just experiment and see what you get, and be sure to send us anything cool that you get. Let's see, I think we're almost done with our podcast, but just to let y'all know, next week we're going to be talking about your favorite raccoon, Nook.
Nook of the Crook, that's what I call him, because he rips me off at every chance he gets. Yep. Your favorite crook is going to be up for discussion next week. So if you know any secrets about Nook or have a particular bone to pick with him, let us know by sending us an email or a small MP3 clip of your rant. Just try to, keep it under 5 minutes or so, so the file isn't just ginormous. But yeah, we'll be talking about Nook's shop expansions and the shampoo and haircuts and the personal catalog and everything else. So, keep it here, and we will definitely be filling your Nook needs next week. How you like that? KBB?
I liked it pretty well, actually. I thought it was very nice. Alright, and next week I'll be telling you how to tell if your town is A, B, or C group. This will explain a lot if you didn't know that already. Oh, you're going to next week, so.
Yes.
Alright. Thanks for having me on the show. see you next week. And my friend code is 5111636202124. And that'll get you to the Casbo, which is the name of my town.
How do you spell that?
Kazbo, Casbo.
What's your name?
And the name would be Kenneth.
It's all lowercase.
Yes.
It's all lowercase.
All lowercase, if you didn't hear me the third time. Lowercase. And, well, don't type it in because I don't have the internet, but maybe soon. We'll see.
We're definitely working on it.
And, here's Phoenix.
Well, thanks to all of our listeners and our guests. As always, we're going to play you our KK Slider song. It's called the Mountain Song for our special guest, K Brokeback. If any of y'all have ever seen Brokeback Mountain, I think it's a pretty good movie, but some would disagree. But that's for another podcast. Anyway, here's our KK Slider song, and here's Gemini.
What it is. As always, we're gonna go out with a KK Slider song, and our motto is "No ninjas, please." Gemini Ace out.